whatever you want. Let's go for it. Hi everybody. Hi. This is Gillian. Amazing to see you. And I already said it to Gillian, but look at the sweater. You guys, oh my gosh, I love it. I love sweater season. It's wonderful. Have you had a nice Thanksgiving? You live in London, so do you celebrate Thanksgiving still in London?
Sometimes I celebrate it in London, but I was actually in Michigan with family, this last few days, so had a good Thanksgiving. You guys? Have a good Thanksgiving?
We're gonna go back to this. We're thankful, right? I know, it's very bright, right?
Yeah.
I know, I feel like I'm being interrogated, maybe on brand here. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Of course, I want to talk about the X-Files. I used to watch the show with my mom. She was so into Sci-Fi and she absolutely loved it, so we watched that together. But you were so young when you got cast. You were 24, is that correct? But they didn't know you were 24. And was that's a choice because...
I lied.
Yeah, you lied.
Trying to be nice because I lied. I think I just thought there was no way that I was going to be cast as, someone like Scully if I was just 24 years old, so I said I was 27.
Were you quite scared when you, not scared, but I guess had a little bit of fear when you first started that job because of your youth? Because I suppose it could be quite intimidating to sort of sit on a set and, it's quite
I hadn't really done anything. I'd only done theatre before, so it was really the first time. I'd done one tiny little thing, an episode of something, and so it was really, and I didn't understand anything about TV or seasons or marks or catching the light or any of the stuff that actors are meant to know. I was grieved, but also I think just naive, and had I been less naive, I probably would have been more scared, but I was just dumb. No, I was. I had no idea what was going on.
But do we ever know what's going on in our 20s? I often think about it.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Does it feel like looking at a photograph of one back in time?
It looks like I'm looking at somebody else.
Yeah. Does it feel? Yeah, it must feel kind of. I guess because when you're doing conventions, especially, and with a show like The X-Files, and you've played so many other, in my opinion, very iconic characters, to go back and revisit that as an actor, how does that feel? Because I feel like you do the research, you play the role, and you put the art out there for people to enjoy, but to go back yourself and keep looking, how does that feel for you?
Oh, when I did that, the couple of seasons that we did, I think because I'd played her for so long, I thought that it would be easy, and I think I found it harder than it was. I don't think I put enough thought into it initially. I thought it would just come back like riding a bicycle, and it was about her than that. Because I think I've tried so far in the other direction to do as many different things as possible that going back and playing her again was like, it was a bit of a shock.
Is it true that when you do jobs within the first few days, you feel like you're going to get fired?
Yeah.
Is that true? Do you still feel like that today?
Yeah, totally.
Is that an imposter syndrome thing, do you think?
I don't know if it's imposter syndrome. I just think I don't know, I don't know, I never feel like I quite know what I'm doing. And it's not until afterwards, almost maybe, when something's been successful, or when I can see it as a whole and how I fit into it, and people are responding to it, that I think, I get what I was doing, and I didn't get fired.
We're glad you didn't. I feel like what you're experiencing is something that's, I guess, very human, but people don't think of it when you're on a stage, or think that actors might experience that because there is a mask, or you're wearing the character, so you aren't, Stella or Scully or those people, or someone else wearing the mask. It can take anything away from those characters and for yourself, I guess, like confidence or that kind of thing.
Sometimes, I mean, I think I'm really good at compartmentalizing, and I think I learned that, while doing a show like the X-Files, where we were working so many hours every day, and then also having a young child, and having to switch immediately, in a split second between being a mom and regurgitating monologues about everything under the planet. I think that I've gotten really good at, a long time ago, at knowing how to be in different places in a split second and put my mind, I'm not, I'm stressed about that, but I'm not going to think about it until next Tuesday, and I can do that.
Yes.
And so, I can't remember what the original question was, but what was it?
Taking character,
Yeah.
aspects.
Oh, but I think that's part of it too, is, and also, doing something like I did Streetcar, which is a really intense, and it was a very, very intense production. And, still waking up in the morning and doing the school run with a couple of kids that are climbing all over your head in bed the next morning when you've just, been dragged off to the insane asylum for 2 shows the day before. So it's, I think, I think I've learned how to put stuff somewhere else.
Yeah, you have to. You go bloody mad. Yeah.
And you don't want to show up as Margaret Thatcher in bed with your partner, so find ways to places to stick that shit.
Kind of almost want to be a fly in the wall for that. Or not. I'm going back to the X-Files again, or just your other roles as well, like just at that time in the 90s and how big that show was. How did you, I guess, compartmentalize or cope with the fame of that? We didn't have social media back then, thankfully.
God.
I know.
Seriously.
How do you think that would have been even more pressure for you with the social media?
Yeah, I mean, hell, I don't know how young people in the public eye are dealing with it, or want to be in the public eye in the face of it. But one of the reasons why I think we stayed as sane as we did was because we were shooting in Vancouver, and we also didn't have to contend with, for a long time when we were in Los Angeles, I couldn't take my daughter to the park, because I'd be surrounded by paparazzi, or to the grocery store, or to, and that used to happen. I used to be followed and chased, or rear-ended, and I just for my reaction and stuff like that. So that was in LA, and we didn't really have that when we were shooting up in Vancouver. So I feel like I owe a lot of my sanity back then. One, to having a daughter, which on one hand, added to the stress level, but also I think it kept me really grounded. But the other thing was shooting up in Vancouver, we didn't have the kind of, we didn't have TMZ up there.
How do your...
What was that laugh?
Did you that little wee laugh in the back? What do your kids think of what their mom does? Like, have they ever been, or are they tempted, or are they in?
Oh God, no, they're not tempted. They don't really pay much attention to it. I mean, my daughter's a lot older than my two sons, and you know, she grew up on sets, and so she, you know, was immersed in it, and it's, you know, it's hard being the child of a famous person. So there's that, and my sons haven't really had the same kind of exposure, and I don't think they really know, even though they're, you know, mid to late teens, they don't care, and it's just, you know, it's a pain in the ass when people come and bother us at restaurants, or people stare, and that's about the extent of their interaction with it. Is just thinking of it as a pain. Nah, you know, and you know, but I'm sure they're proud of me. They can't. There's this thing in the UK called Tussauds, where they make wax figures of people, and there was recently one made of me, and we did the whole thing where I forced them to come with me to see it for the first time, and that was really special. But most of the time, they're very, very separate from this crazy thing that I do.
What is it like genuinely looking at a wax version of yourself? Does it feel weird?
It's so weird. What's weird is that it looked absolutely nothing like me and exactly like me at the same time. It was really strange. They do something with the pupils, where the pupils are actually identical to the distance of your pupils or something. And this was explained to me because I kept standing right in front of it and saying, "Oh my God, like that is nuts!" It almost felt like when I, it might only be for me, but when I stood immediately in front of her, that it was suddenly like looking at my own. Yeah, it was creepy. But then from the side, it was kind of like, no, it's nothing like me at all. But then in front, it almost took my breath away.
Oh, it's so strange.
Yeah, it was really strange.
It's kind of strange to feel that thousands of people are standing next to your wax person.
Oh, I haven't even thought about that yet.
Yeah, there's something.
I haven't thought about that. But her skin was so young. She looked so young, taut skin.
As an introvert, I like the idea of taking that wax figure one day and like just using that instead of making any appearance in public. So
That's a really good fuck.
Do you consider yourself
Some sort of Comic-Con.
and just somebody pushes your arms
Somebody with their arms
like this, doing the signings and just like a recorded voice. Yes, thank you, goodbye. What I say. So coming to a Comic-Con near you, Gillian and Wax. Do you consider yourself an introvert? Would you say
complete introvert?
Yeah, absolute same. What do you do when you're done with work in the cons? And what's your decompression time look like?
Just alone, not talking to anybody. Working usually. Getting on my computer, working until late, getting up early, working early. I like a hot bath in the evening.
I like starfishing. So being on bed and just, like a child. Oh, like a giant middle-aged blob. Just on bed. Because I think people, or maybe people don't assume, but somebody said to me once, "You must love attention." And I was like, no, it's my job. I don't mind if people are looking at you if it's a job, but I'm in the kitchen at a party, in a corner, super uncomfortable. Where can we find you at a party? Are you a kitchen person?
Well, firstly, I don't go to parties.
She's a true introvert.
Yeah, no, I'm a bit of a hermit, but no matter where I am, I always find a corner and what, like I call it my elsewhere. And it's usually, if I'm on a set, I'm tucked somewhere where people can't find me, in a dark corner somewhere, or there somewhere. Yeah,
I can, yeah.
I'm not good at small talk.
No, I like to get, I said this to somebody yesterday, I like to get my fingers under the skin fast, like I don't do the whole, I'm not a murderer, it's not as confused as it sounds. But I quite, when I'm talking to people, I can't do that whole, so how's work been? Cool, like I want to just start talking.
Right.
I would rather have the conversation.
Right.
Or just not have a conversation at all.
Yeah.
I cannot do the small talk.
Yeah.
Like the brain germs start, kind of, they call brain germs, they start moving away, kind of thing. So I prefer getting the things under the skin. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, it does.
If I sound weird?
Kind of creepy, but I understand what you mean.
Thank you, and it's also still creepy, I get it. I wanted to ask you about storytelling in general because I feel like there's so many different forms of storytelling, and you've just released a book called Want. Has anybody read it yet? No? No? Okay, you gotta go get it. It's very good. But
Person.
go get it, it's great. What made you, tell us a little bit more about Want, and what made you decide to tell that story?
So Want is a collection of anonymous sexual fantasies from women around the world. And there was a book in the 70s called My Secret Garden by Nancy Friday. That was a big hit back then, and you know that was right at the end of or in the midst of the sexual revolution. And so when somebody, I think it was my book agent, approached me and said that because I had done sex education, she had actually been approached on numerous occasions by publishers interested in me doing a book, either about sex or talking to sex therapists or as a sex therapist or something which didn't make sense to me, but or for me as an actor. But then she suggested that if I were to do a modern day version of My Secret Garden, that just a collection of letters from women to put a call out. And suddenly I thought, you know what, that's actually really interesting, because that would make sense. It would make sense that I might do something like that, because that would actually really, one, it would really interest me, but two, I too wonder what has changed since the 70s in terms of, the degree to which, the amount that, women are objectified and sexualized, and the amount that it is a part of our everyday, whether it's billboards or the porn industry or whatever it is, and whether anything had changed in terms of the internal lives of women and their own deepest, darkest thoughts and desires. And so, we took the idea out to some publishers and went with Bloomsbury in the UK. And Abrams in the US, and so we published that last year, and it's done really well. It's been on the Sunday Times bestseller list for like 21 weeks or something like that. And so it's been extraordinary. It's been a real journey, both talking about it, but talking to women and also talking to women journalists about it. It's been really interesting from the moment I announced it. It's been a fantastic conversation to have, and it's really had a big impact on people, on women and on men, because there are some things to learn about, it turns out.
Yes, it's very good, you guys, and congratulations with the success. Does the success of that book kind of feel the same or different as success or accolades for your acting? as well, or is it slightly different?
I think it's very, very different. I mean, the book doesn't feel like it's my book, even though I wrote the introductions. It feels very much like it belongs to every woman. It belongs to all the women who wrote in and everyone who's embraced it, that it's made an impact on their lives, on their sense of self or self-confidence, or feeling like they're seen or heard for the first time or understood. And so it's you can come. And so yeah, it feels like the accolades around it are really are for everyone. Yeah.
You know, I like that you released this book and told these stories, and I love the characters that you choose as well, and they always make very bold choices, I think, and I think it's really important to make bold choices and lean into those, so thank you very much. And that's why we're sitting here today, right, because you've enjoyed those roles. And like, incredible honor to be sitting with you, so thank you.
Thank you. Great questions. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Not my first rodeo. I wanted to hand over to you, though, Gillian, because you want to do, this is a special thing, I've never done this in a panel, a charity auction.
Yeah, I've done it a few times before, and I just want to see whether it's something that anybody's interested in. That one of the there's a couple charities that I do most of the most amount of work. I do for one is War Child, and the other is Say Yes, which is a charity that I started with a friend of mine 17 years ago, and we started it in South Africa, and it's a mentor-mentee charity that's been very successful in the different regions that it was rolled out in the UK just a few years ago, and we've had a lot of people signing up to be mentors to youth who are either leaving the care system or have been marginalized in some way in society, and it's a really fantastic way to be of service and to give a little bit of oneself, but also has had huge impact on hundreds of kids. And so anyway, but we're really struggling at the minute. We had a big funding that came in the UK a couple of years ago through the government. Actually, had come in and supplied us not only with interaction with potential mentors, etc., but also with funds. And we just recently lost that funding, and so we're scrambling to try and keep it alive. And so I thought I brought some T-shirts with me, which haven't really seen the light of day over here, and they were actually designed by my daughter, and for my drinks brand, which you also might know about. So crazy. But I have a functional drinks brand that is for sale in the UK and is doing very well. But you can also buy it in the States. They don't send it to California, unfortunately, but they do. You can buy it in New York. You can buy it online. But anyway, so these are these T-shirts, and there's only a limited edition of them, and they come in 4 colors, and they have different pictures on the back. And my daughter did these. Anyway, so I was gonna auction either one or more than one.
Shall I stand and not model, but shall I show them?
Only if anybody's interested, because if you're not, then I'll sell it in a different way and make more money. But I thought that I would give them a go.
And will you sign them if somebody?
Yeah, I will. And I'll personalize them and everything.
Perfect.
They're kind of special. And, anyway, so my drinks brand is called G-Spot. Right? It's a real fucking name. They're very tasty.
Who is interested in
They are. Very tasty. I'm very proud of that.
who's interested in the auction?
Okay, so I'm gonna start the t-shirts, personalized autograph t-shirts, and you can choose what color you want. Well, first come, first serve on the colors, but I'll start them at 300. Anyway, how would you like to go? Would anybody like to start with 300 on a t-shirt? All right, thank you very much. Oh, would anybody like to go up to 4? 4, we've got 4. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I'll sell 2 t-shirts.
Oh.
3 yes, 5. Yeah. You're up for 5.
Anything else? Anyone else? 5? I feel like I'm turning
Yeah.
to 5. 500.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
25, 500. Yes.
All right.
Not seen a lot of auctions, you guys.
Okay. Well, I can stick at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I can do 3 at 5. Or I can do 3 at 4, or I can do 1. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have actually done this before. It doesn't make any sense.
I was staring inside of Gillian and going, nah.
We can talk about that. I can bring them to the table if you guys want it, and then you tell me what you want to do, what you're happy with, okay?
Okay.
Tell me what color you want. Anyway, thank you. For all the 3 people who are here, you tell me what you're willing to pay. I'll give you a t-shirt. I'll sign it to you.
Gillian,
Thank you.
thanks guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That was delightful.
Gillian, before I end this panel, you are here tomorrow. You're doing another panel tomorrow. And I wanted to ask you though, what is next for you? Books, there's still the acting. What is next? What excites you? Where are you going to go next? What stories do you have left to tell?
I seem to be very busy with my acting still. I mean, I'm my acting too. I continue to get work, which is amazing, and so there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing, and I've got a few films and TV things coming out, and I'm doing a play next year in the UK. If you want to come and see that, I can't tell you what it is, but it'll be on soon. And still doing my thing and producing things and yada yada. So yeah.